How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition.
You first, but don't dilly-dally.
It's time for us to jump into this portal and see where it takes us. Let's go.
Yes, just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, don't delay.
And he's off.
It seems the Imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
But I want to look around. Fuck it. Where'd he go? Come back, Impy Doo. Ooh, chest. Last chest, level 20. It's locked. Limp.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane?
It was a stone. A strange stone that zapped us from where we stood in Rivel onto this plane among the stars.
A stone? So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Is that so?
Yes, that's just what happened. Have you seen it before?
Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone. Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are.
What is this Starstone exactly? Where does it come from?
Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret. A secret lost, even to me. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
Man, we're pretty important then, huh?
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes, though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all.
If these stones can heal history, we must seek them out.
Indeed you must, though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone. Yet we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more than pretty gems.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the Void's insatiable hunger.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to it. First we mend the tapestry, then we stop the Void. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out the stones? Will you help us restore what has been lost?
We don't really have much choice, do we? Let's do that.
Not but a moment ago, we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
Still, it's quite a leap from finding a strange stone to placing the world's salvation on our shoulders.
Must admit, it's a big leap.
Do tell. The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the Void back to wherever it came from. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? And who knows what the Weaver might discover about you?
Nice. So we win, they win, everybody wins.
Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days. Off you go then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
The Weaver of Time said our finding Starstone helps her weave the tapestry once more. How is that possible?
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
I have some questions for you.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot!
Nice. If I'm supposed to search for Starstone, I'd be happy to know where to start looking.
Wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the Tapestry of Time. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world. Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent.
Let's change the subject. Take my leave.
Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent. My eyes and ears upon your world. I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time, I need hardly remind you, is of the essence.
I guess we'll talk to the Weaver of Time directly then. Cool.
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. I hope you begin to find this place more familiar than it may yet seem.
Tell me about yourself, madam.
In the ethereal threads of eternity, do I record the deeds of gods and men, of beasts and spectral apparitions, the drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall of empires, the shift of every grain of sand on every beach, The fall of every raindrop on every world. The all but imperceptible touch of lovers' hands. This and all I chronicle without fault.
Clap, clap.
Except, it seems, you.
There are more questions I have here.
Ask and I shall answer, if I can.
Who are you really?
I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you. Though my existence is one that falls behind and yet far exceeds the verb, to be. I am but what I am, and that is task. It is the same for the historian. Chroniclers both are we of the epics of eternity. Perhaps we are one and the same. Task multiplied by 2. Who has made us? I do not know. Why have they done so? I do not know. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Who shall say? Perhaps I am the first thing in creation. Perhaps I am creation. Perhaps I am the creator. Or maybe it is you. You who makes dying stars rekindle. Time alone will tell.
Why is Starstone so important? Why does it react to me and my colleague alone?
Alas, the answers to those questions still elude me. You and Starstone remain the imperfections upon the tapestry. As yet, a hidden answer lies behind this veil of inscrutability, though. For the link between you and the stones reveals that your destinies are intertwined. I believe that Starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder only. No. They will also lead to new knowledge through the restoration of the threads of old.
If I understand correctly, I am not at all featured on the canvas of time.
Quite so. Your absence, it should be an impossibility, but no matter where I look, you cannot be found. I do not know you, which makes you my one perennial imperfection, a blind spot in the eye of time. But perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time can be redeemed.
I heard this place is called the End of Time. Is that what it is? No more? No less?
What it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. What it could be, that is what the Starstones will tell us. What it is but the end. What it could be is the end of ends. I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies, I materialized here, as if forced to watch the one thing that is unwatchable, unendurable. A thankless task that you may yet free me from forever.
How can I redeem time if, as you say, I'm not even part of it?
I think that perhaps you can redeem time, because you create time. Indeed, you have set in motion an event I no longer held possible. Know that no longer I did weave. I sat here at the end of time and watched on as the void frays the fabric of time like a terrified god that fears the offspring of his own creations. But suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life within the stones. These stones, children of stars, they place new ribbons along my fingers like phantoms out of time. New threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. Starstone gives me new strands to braid into the tapestry. And because you give Starstone energy, it seems that you are creating time. These Starstones, please, seek them so that time may yet be mended. Please, for the sake of all that lives and all that loves, seek them so that the void may yet devour itself alone.
Take my leave. Alright, so what does this do? Oh, so we can teleport to the end of time from here. What about these? Where do these go?
A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there 2 of us? 2 beings that record all of history parallel.
All these portals are inactive. Except that one. Oh fuck, there's a lot of portals. I didn't realize there was so many. Okay, they're all inactive. Am I done talking to you two? Let's go then. Back to Sicil.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zixzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone.
Let us do so indeed. I would greatly value Zigzag's agent's advice.
And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder and the plight of dying time must somehow be interconnected.
What a coincidence.
That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way.
How'd you find out Jake was a Starstone collector?
While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice of fresh herring. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name.
Why is it so particularly nice for us to have found shelter somewhere?
Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes, in a word, safety. But perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, saved all too seldomly.
How did you become Zigzag's agent?
I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. As of now, that includes helping the two of you.
I wonder, do you put absolute credence in the words of Zigzags? Time, void, the looming end.
Let me phrase it like Zixzax might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand, all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution.
That's fair.
If Zixzax worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home.
Take my leave.
Oh, before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zixzax asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello.
And Jahan wants to talk to us.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the...
How intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life.
That's harsh, bro.
And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
I can't even smell the sea air over this.
To know everything is to take away all wonder. No, that aspiration is not mine. Quite so, what is life without mystery? But a predictable set of hours slipping by, no?
Life without mystery. Life without wonder. What is this pseudo-philosophical flower-child claptrap? The greater one's knowledge, the vaster its extent, the more monumental the questions become that loom on the ever-retreating horizon.
But if you know all, then you know all. Like, all. So there are no questions.
Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.
Alright. Now we have to go to the ship, because we got a... We had a mission to talk to the guy on this ship. I think it was for the mayor. For Mayor Cecil. So let's go do that, I guess. While we're here. Because I didn't really mean to come back to the harbour, but we're here now, so we might as well do something with it.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
This guy.
No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicil?
What do you know about the staff of Pergamon?
Aye, that Cecil's worse than a rooster. Crowing all around town about matters he ought to know are better kept quiet. Well, if you know about the staff, I suppose you also know it's gone without a trace. For my part, I haven't a clue where it could have gone. Overboard, stolen, or vanished into thin air. Though I'm quite eager to see it returned. I've got a reputation to uphold, you know. Wouldn't hurt to ask some of my men. I tried myself, but sailors tend to be a bit tight-lipped when they're afraid of getting one another in some trouble. Seaman's code, you know. Not to rat out a fellow sailor.
And how about you then?
Shores? Here? In Sicil? Bah! Of all the cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad chooses this one.
What do you know about the staff of Pergamon?
Was too busy dodging fireballs to notice anything myself. But ask around a bit. Could be one of the other men spied something I didn't.
What, these two down here?
Councillor's wife.
Is that sauce? Here in Sicil? Ah, of all the cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad chooses this one.
What do you know about the staff of Pergamon?
Now that you mention it, I noticed Dietmar, a fellow merchant travelling with us, carrying a sealed box off the ship during the attack. At the time, I figured he was just escaping with his personal effects. But it could well have been that staff you're talking about.
Do you know anything about a certain Dietmar?
Well, sure, I saw him slip off the ship, but I haven't a clue where he could possibly be now. Captain Conrad's the man to ask for such matters.
Like I don't have to walk far.
Heard anything about the whereabouts of the magic stick yet?
When do you men saw Dietmar make off with a package?
What? That weasel has it for sure. But I'll tell you this. I didn't speak of that stuff to a soul on board. If he's the one who took it, he must have known it was on the ship before stepping foot on her decks. I'm sure he'll make a run for it, probably by boat. I'd look for him on an out-of-sight beach somewheres. He's probably there now trying to launch a vessel in private, if he hasn't already escaped, that is.
Well, that's as much information as we're going to get about that one. We've got a lot more to do, though, around here. Actually, how do we check our journal? I haven't done that since we started. Filter off completed. So I got Cecil's Mighty Staff, Teleporter Pyramids. Suppose we got to do that. Mysterious Murder. Tom, the wannabe adventurer. Councillor's Wife. The book, that's right. Bertie's sheep, but we found the sheep already. Headless Nick. That's alright, we need to take him to Reginald's basement. Yeah, the statues that give bad advice. An old elf asked us to meet him in the room in the King Crab, that's right. Fabulous 5, and Into the Dark.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving
Alright.
as soon as we're packed up.
Man, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. Where's Reginald's basement? Where does Reginald live exactly? Esmeralda's shop, Legion headquarters. Yeah, I don't even know where this guy lives. This is obviously the barracks or whatever. We don't need to go there. Maybe we should start picking locks and going into people's shit. Do you have any lockpicks? If not, we need to go buy some. We need to buy some ASAP. Yeah, we got no lockpicks. That's a shame. We need to figure out a way into these places. Let's go talk to some merchants, see if we can get our hands on some lockpicks. We haven't been to the crime scene yet either. I suppose we should do that as well. So much to be done, and we're already pretty much done for the episode, but...
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese,
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want?
I don't want arrows.
Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
I want lockpicks, you son of a bitch. Alright. Belrion's clinic. I think we're done with this, but we'll go see. See what happened.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Let's see. No, I got nothing to ask you.
Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction to the healing stone, I have no idea what to make of it.
About your healing stone.
That strange reaction you caused. Blue lightning from a healing stone. I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder if its magical properties survived your little reaction.
Guessing not.
Make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
We have a quick sneak around. Ah, it's locked. Can we take the inert stone? We can. Take it with us. Key to the back room. I'll take that too. No, she's coming back. Pain in the ass. You'll follow me in here, you fucking nutters. Skill book? What do we got in here? I'll just steal everything. Damn it. Can't get into that chest. Alright, let's go. Figure our way into that chest later. Maybe we head to the tavern then. King Crab Inn. Got a couple of things to do in there. We haven't investigated the crime scene, and we have to talk to that guy, the old guy. So we'll go see what the haps is there.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles?
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you.
I've heard quite the story involving you and Esmeralda.
Yes. She and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder.
What do you know about Jake's murder?
It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm.
Okay. Alright, where's everybody else I need to talk to?
Oh, my good man. A drink, if you please.
Who are you, Medora?
Back, demon. Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Wartruce my regards next time you see him.
Who'd you say you were? I don't recognize you from the academy.
You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side.
I hadn't heard of another source hunter being assigned to Sicil. What are you doing here?
Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
Orcs attacked your village? How'd you manage to escape?
By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicil hinterlands.
What's your next plan of attack?
Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator.
So that's your proposition? You help us here in Sicil, and we help you take back your home village thereafter.
But it seems you've got all the help you need, haven't you? More's the pity. We could have beheaded 100 Source Yetis in the name of the Order.
What evidence of source in Sicil have you found thus far?
More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain. There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thalron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow.
Tell me about Mayor Cecil.
Now don't get me wrong. I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't hear farther than the tip of his own nose. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this side of the law. I suspect an illegal source, artifact, or substance is at the root of it, but exactly what or who's given it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Sicil, I don't have the authority to interrogate him.
Tell me about Thalron.
Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I bet my sword he's dealing in something darker than splints and tonics. A loose-lipped fishmonger let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. What business could he have among the undead? Hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say.
Tell me about this feline menace.
You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the dark. It ain't natural.
Alright, well we got a lot more to talk to here in town, but I think we're going to wrap this episode up here. And then we will check out the other 2 places that we really need to talk to. It's a shame I kind of wanted to take her with us. Can we, like, kick someone off the team? I want to kick my own character off the team.
So you're just
Come now, Alistair. You say you will take me under your wing. But I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears?
I mean I'd be responsible for you. I'll keep you out of trouble.
In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. I am happy to have a friend in such a place.
A child of the bears? What does that mean exactly?
And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. So says the saga of Threes. Do you know it? The wise godwolf Amira raised the child Threes among her litter. So you see, I have good company. Threes the wolfson, and I the bear daughter.
I'll take my leave.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't.
Alright, that'll do it for this episode. We'll carry on shortly. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.